In business, results are often measured in numbers. Revenue growth, successful exits, and expansion into new markets tend to dominate the conversation. Yet behind those outcomes, leadership decisions shape everything. The ability to build the right team, establish trust, and maintain discipline over time is what separates sustained success from short-term wins. Blaine Tanner Arizona offers a clear example of how leadership rooted in people, accountability, and long-term thinking can drive meaningful results across industries. His career spans manufacturing, sustainable materials, and structured finance, but the common thread is not the industry. It is the way he approaches leadership. At the center of Blaine Tanner's leadership approach is a simple but often overlooked principle. Business success begins with people. Rather than focusing solely on strategy or market timing, he has consistently emphasized the importance of surrounding himself with individuals who bring both skill and character. This focus goes beyond hiring talent. It involves identifying people who contribute to a culture of accountability, trust, and shared standards. He has described his approach as building teams that operate with a best-in-class mindset. That standard is not defined by titles or experience alone. It is reflected in how individuals approach their work, how they collaborate, and how they take ownership of results. This philosophy shaped his ability to scale a plastics manufacturing business from a modest operation into a multi-million-dollar enterprise. Growth did not happen in isolation. It was driven by a team aligned around performance and consistency. In practice, this meant making deliberate hiring decisions. It also meant being willing to invest time in developing people who could grow into larger roles. The result was not just a larger company, but a stronger foundation. Leadership often requires a balance between stepping back and stepping in. Too much control can limit a team's ability to operate effectively. Too little involvement can lead to misalignment. Blaine Tanner has consistently described his leadership style as a balance between a light touch and direct engagement when necessary. He trusts capable individuals to do their jobs, but he remains involved in critical decisions. Over time, he learned that trust must be earned and supported by clear expectations. Allowing team members to take ownership creates accountability, but it also requires leaders to stay informed. Listening, asking the right questions, and conducting thorough due diligence are essential parts of that process. In partnerships, this approach becomes even more important. Evaluating people carefully and understanding how they operate helps reduce risk and strengthen long-term collaboration. It is a measured approach that prioritizes stability over speed. This leadership style allows teams to function independently while still maintaining alignment with broader goals. It also reinforces a culture where individuals understand both their responsibilities and the standards they are expected to meet. Across multiple ventures, certain values have remained constant. Integrity and accountability have consistently guided decision-making. For Blaine Tanner of Arizona, these values are not abstract concepts. They influence daily operations, hiring decisions, and long-term strategy. Acting with integrity means making decisions that hold up over time, even when they are difficult in the moment. Accountability reinforces that standard. Teams are expected to take ownership of their roles, but leadership must also model that behavior. When accountability is consistent at every level, it creates clarity. Expectations are understood, and performance becomes easier to measure. This approach has been particularly important in environments that require precision and long-term planning, such as structured finance. Managing complex financial assets requires discipline, attention to detail, and a clear understanding of risk. By maintaining a consistent standard of accountability, he was able to guide projects that involved packaging and bringing long-term lease assets to market. These types of transactions require trust from multiple stakeholders. That trust is built over time through consistent execution. Integrity and accountability also influence how challenges are handled. Rather than avoiding difficult decisions, this leadership style encourages addressing issues directly and with clarity. One of the defining aspects of Blaine Tanner's career is his ability to adapt across industries and markets. From manufacturing to sustainable materials to finance, each transition required a new perspective. International business experience played a key role in shaping this adaptability. Working across different regions highlighted an important reality. Challenges do not disappear when the environment changes. They follow the individual. This realization reinforced the importance of mindset. Resilience is not tied to a specific industry or role. It is built through experience and the ability to respond to change. During periods of transition, this mindset became even more important. Rebuilding after setbacks required a focus on solutions rather than obstacles. Persistence, combined with a willingness to adjust, allowed him to re-establish momentum and pursue new opportunities. This approach reflects a broader leadership principle. Setbacks are not endpoints. They are part of the process. Leaders who remain focused and adaptable are better positioned to navigate uncertainty. In many industries, there is pressure to prioritize immediate results. Quarterly performance, rapid growth, and quick returns often drive decision-making. Blaine Tanner has taken a different approach. Long-term thinking has consistently guided his strategy. This perspective is evident in how he evaluates opportunities. Financial success is viewed as a result of strong execution, not the primary goal. Building businesses that create value over time requires patience and discipline. When scaling his manufacturing company, the focus was not just on growth. It was on sustainable growth. That meant making decisions that would support the business over the long term, even if they required more effort upfront. This approach also influenced how assets were managed in structured finance. Packaging and enhancing long-term lease assets required careful planning and a clear understanding of future performance. By prioritizing long-term outcomes, he was able to create stability and consistency across ventures. This perspective also reduces risk. Decisions are made with a broader view, rather than reacting to short-term pressures. Relationships are a critical part of business. Partnerships, teams, and clients all rely on a level of trust. At the same time, trust must be approached carefully. Experience has shown that strong relationships are built over time, not assumed at the start. Blaine Tanner emphasizes the importance of evaluating people and situations thoroughly. Taking the time to understand how individuals operate helps create more stable partnerships. This measured approach does not limit collaboration. Instead, it strengthens it. When trust is built on clear expectations and shared values, relationships become more resilient.